Today's lesson is the magic of ginger. Hi, everybody. I'm Roger.
And my name is Helen.
And today we're going to talk about ginger, which is a kind of spice or some kind of plant that we use in cooking. It has a very strong flavor, and I guess people use this for various things to flavor food. It can even be used in health tonics and things like that. So, yeah, ginger. We're not talking about a girl by the name of Ginger, or we're not talking about a person with red hair. This is the actual plant or the spice.
Right. It's that root that we find in a lot of Taiwanese dishes. And when I think of ginger, the first thing I think of is 3-cup chicken, because that is the dish that uses a lot of ginger.
Ooh, yeah, tasty.
Yeah, and it cooks the ginger so that you can even eat the ginger, because usually you don't want to eat the ginger when it's a spice in a dish. It's too strong. But with 3-cup chicken or 3-cup mushroom, you can actually eat the ginger.
Oh, you should not have mentioned that. I don't want to record now. I want to head to the nearest restaurant and have some 3 cups chicken, but I'm going to have to hold my appetite for a little while here while we talk about the magic of ginger. So let's get to it. Let's listen to the first part of our lesson now, and then we will talk about it.
The magic of ginger. Ginger is a flowering plant whose bulbous rhizome is used by chefs and home cooks the world over. Its unique taste, sharp like a lemon, warming, and a bit woody, makes it extremely versatile, meaning that it can be combined with everything from chocolate to chicken. It's even added to tea and used as a folk medicine.
大家好，第一部分我们看到单字 bulbous， 这个字是形容词，意思是球茎状的。例如 Kevin got a red bulbous nose due to the cold. Kevin 因为感冒鼻子又红又肿。接下来我们看到形容词 woody， 指向木头的，像是 The perfume that I bought has a lovely warm woody smell. 我买的香水有一种温暖木质的香气。再来我们看到单字 versatile， 这个字也可以念作 versatile， 这个字是形容词，指多用途的、万用的、多彩多艺的。举例来说This jacket, with its removable sleeves and removable lining, is very versatile. 这件夹克的袖子和衬里都可以拆下，相当多功能。或是 Sonia was a versatile actress, able to take on any role with ease. Sonia 是个全方位的演员，能毫不费力地饰演任何角色。另外，补充一个相关形容词 all around, ALL+， all around。指全能的、多才多艺的，像是 Peggy is the best all-around student in the class. Peggy 是班上最棒的全能学生。
So what exactly is ginger? We all know how to use it more or less and what it looks like. Well, it says here, ginger is a flowering plant whose bulbous rhizome is used by chefs and home cooks the world over. So it is a plant and it produces flowers whose bulbous rhizome. Now, bulbous here is an adjective that describes something that is big and round and basically shaped like a bulb. So ginger is a flowering plant whose bulbous rhizome, which is root, basically, that is used by chefs and home cooks to make food delicious.
Yeah, I think a rhizome is genjing in Chinese there, for your reference there. And bulbs and rhizomes are very similar. They're planted in the ground. My grandmother had tulip bulbs planted in her garden, so the tulips would grow every year without having to plant new ones.
Right, and ginger is often used by chefs, not just Asian chefs. These days, European chefs, American chefs are using ginger as well. And what is the difference between a chef and a regular cook? Well, a chef is somebody who works professionally in a restaurant, cooking food, somebody who probably creates their own recipes, own dishes, someone who is maybe more creative than a regular home cook. Not all the time, but there is that distinction.
Yeah, and this particular flowering plant, this bulbous rhizome, ginger, is used by chefs and home cooks the world over. The world over, you could also say all over the world.
Right. So what does ginger taste like exactly? How would you describe it? It says here, its unique taste, sharp like a lemon, warming, and a bit woody, makes it extremely versatile, meaning that it can be combined with everything from chocolate to chicken. So that's a good way to describe what ginger tastes like. It is a bit sour and sharp like a lemon, and it is warming because it's kind of spicy. So when you eat it, you feel that warmth in your throat going down to your stomach. And it does have a bit of a woody taste. So something that tastes woody tastes a bit like wood. So this is what ginger tastes like. And since you can use it in many different recipes, in desserts, in stews, in stir fries, it is a versatile spice. You can use it in many different situations.
Right, that's what versatile means. It can be used in many different situations. Like maybe you are a talented entertainer and you're very versatile. You can sing, you can dance, and you can act, and you can even be your own agent. So yes, you are versatile. You have lots of different skills. And in this particular case, ginger is very versatile. It can be used in a lot of different places. It means that it can be combined with everything from chocolate to chicken. I've never heard of ginger combined with chocolate, but that does sound very tasty here. I have heard of ginger chicken before, and of course, that is probably referring to your 3 cups chicken there. The chicken combined with ginger strips or shredded ginger or whatever. Ooh, that can be oh so tasty.
Yes, and ginger is even added to tea and used as a folk medicine. So when you're feeling a bit under the weather during winter time and it's cold outside and maybe you have a bit of a cough or a sore throat, you can make a tea with ginger and brown sugar, for instance, and drink that hot, and that should make you feel better, make you feel warm inside. And since you can do that, ginger can also be used as a folk medicine, meaning medicine that is traditionally used, maybe passed down through the generations from family to family.
Yeah, and of course, here in Taiwan, a lot of people say you should have ginger or ginger tea or something. If you think you're getting a cold or something, yes, have some ginger tea, and that might keep your cold at bay. It might get rid of that cold so you don't need to get sick and, call in sick to work and stuff like that. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson for today. Let's go on now and talk about the history of ginger in the second part.
The history of ginger. Although the plant's exact origins are uncertain, it has roots in Southeast Asia, where it has been cultivated since ancient times. It gradually spread around the world along trade routes, and by the 16th century, ginger was being added to dishes from London to Lima. While ginger is harvested globally, India is by far the world's biggest producer of the spice today.
第二部分我们看到动词 cultivate 指种植、栽培。举例来说 Most farmers in the region cultivate grapes for wine. 那个地区大部分的农人栽种葡萄酿酒。另外，除了上面的意思，这个字还可以指建立、培养。例如 Managers of the spa cultivated an atmosphere of serene relaxation. 水疗中心的管理人员营造出一种宁静放松的氛围。或是 While living in Florence, Rachel cultivated a love for Renaissance art. Rachel 住在佛罗伦斯的时候，培养出对文艺复兴艺术的喜好。再补充一个相关片语 cultivate one's passion 表示培养爱好、发展兴趣。我们可以说 Larry cultivates his passion for sports by playing both baseball and basketball. Larry 借由打棒球与篮球来培养对运动的喜好。再来，我们看到片语by far 表示显然最……极为……举例来说 The band's latest album is better by far than its earlier one. 此乐团的最新专辑显然比上一张好多了。或是 Of all the cities I visited in Europe, Paris was by far my favorite. 在所有我造访过的欧洲城市中，我最喜爱的是巴黎。 另外，补充一个同义片语 far and away， 表示无疑的、显然的，像是 That was far and away the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen。 那无疑是我看过最美丽的夕阳。
So we know what ginger is and how it can be used and what it looks like. What about the history of ginger? Where does it come from? How did it develop? It says here, although the plant's exact origins are uncertain, it has roots in Southeast Asia, where it has been cultivated since ancient times. So it is rooted, in Southeast Asia, and it has been cultivated or it has been grown as crops since ancient times, so for a very, very long time.
Yes, it has been cultivated in those areas for hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years, and it gradually spread around the world along trade routes. And by the 16th century, ginger was being added to dishes from London to Lima. My goodness, why would we refer to London, England, and Lima, Peru? Well, we do that sometimes when we talk about the range of things around the world. Usually we think of two cities or two countries that start with the same name just because it sounds cool, like, oh, this is available from California to Connecticut or from Barcelona to Bangkok. Okay, it's just available all over the place.
Right, so it started in Southeast Asia. That's where it was cultivated. And then around the 16th century, that's when trade began to develop, or actually even earlier than that, when trade began to develop between the East and the West. So a lot of spices, including ginger, began to make their way to Europe. And that is when European food became more interesting with various spices, and people were able to enjoy all of these different flavors that originated in Asia.
Indeed. So India is by far the world's biggest producer of the spice today. It is harvested globally. It's grown all over the place. But the most famous ginger is from India. Okay, that brings us to the end of the second part of our lesson where we were talking about the history of ginger. Now let's talk about ginger as a folk medicine in our final portion for today.
Ginger as a folk medicine. This remarkable plant has long been esteemed for its many health-giving properties, and it is widely used as a folk medicine. In Hong Kong, for example, boiled cola with ginger and lemon is served hot as a remedy for a cold. Ginger is commonly used to settle the stomach, ease pain, and aid digestion. But there is also evidence to suggest that it can help prevent certain kinds of cancers and even support brain function in old age.
最后第三部分，我们看到名词 remedy 指治疗法、解决方法。例如 My grandmother tells me that drinking lemon juice is a remedy for a cold. 我奶奶告诉我喝柠檬汁是一种治感冒的疗法。或是 Unfortunately, there isn't any easy remedy for this situation. 很遗憾，这种情况下没有任何简单的解决方法。另外，这个字也可以当动词，指补救、治疗。我们可以说 The doctor said to take this medicine to remedy your sickness. 医生说要吃这种药治疗你的疾病。
So ginger as a folk medicine. This remarkable plant has long been esteemed for its many health-giving properties, and it is widely used as a folk medicine. So the writer here refers to ginger as a remarkable plant. Something that is remarkable is unusual and surprising in a good way. So another example of the use of remarkable is the young boy has remarkable talents. He is more talented than anybody else his age. So in this case, ginger is a remarkable plant, and because it's remarkable, it has long been esteemed or respected or prized for its many health-giving properties.
Indeed, esteem here is being used as a verb that just means it is praised, it is recognized as having these qualities, and people like it. Someone might be a highly esteemed person in their industry. Jane Goodall is a highly esteemed naturalist. She knows a lot about the outdoors and about wild animals and things like that. So again, this plant has been esteemed for its health-giving properties. Properties here just means characteristics, its qualities, and yes, indeed, it does give us health, okay? It helps us feel better, it helps us not be sick anymore, and helps us live happy lives.
Yes, and it has been used as a folk medicine, which means that people through the generations know about the health benefits of eating ginger, of taking ginger, but maybe doctors and hospitals and scientists have not officially said that ginger can be used as a medicinal plant, but people know about it. So in this sense, it is used as folk medicine.
And in Hong Kong, for example, boiled cola with ginger and lemon is served hot as a remedy for a cold. They've got boiled cola there, so maybe they take a bottle of Coke or Pepsi and they boil it and they add ginger and lemon to it and they give it to somebody if they have a cold. It's a remedy for a cold. A remedy is just some kind of medicine you take in order to cure your disease.
And just another example sentence for the word remedy. I could say, for instance, drinking warm water with honey and lemon is a good remedy for a sore throat.
And here it says ginger is commonly used to settle the stomach, ease pain, and aid digestion. But there is also evidence to suggest that it can help prevent certain kinds of cancers and even support brain function in old age. Boy, I need to know about that as I'm getting older and older and, working ever closely to the end. But in any case here, yes, it can help settle the stomach. So if you've gone out with some friends and you've gone to a restaurant and you've eaten a lot of really greasy food and you have an upset stomach, maybe some kind of concoction with ginger might just do the trick.
Yes, it might make your stomach feel more settled, feel calmer, and just better in general. And that's one reason why people eat ginger. And it can also ease pain and aid digestion, meaning it can help your digestive process. It can help you digest food more easily. So here, the word digestion is the process of changing food, the food that you eat, into energy and other things that your body needs. So I could say, for instance, eating right before bedtime is bad for digestion. It's not going to help you digest food easily if you eat right before you go to sleep. So ginger can be eaten to help in the digestive process, to help in digestion. But it has even more serious benefits to the body, which is that it might be able to prevent certain kinds of cancers and even support brain function in old age.
Right. Cancer is a disease, of course, where cells just keep growing and they don't stop, and it can be a lot of trouble there. And, of course, there are different kinds of cancers, lung cancer, liver cancer, and stuff like that. So, yes, there is some evidence from research and from studies that suggest that ginger might be able to prevent certain kinds of those cancers. So if you're afraid of the big C, if you're afraid of cancer, maybe you should include ginger as part of a regular diet. And yeah, if you're worried about losing your mind as you get older, yes, ginger may help support your brain function, and you'll be sharp as a whistle even at the age of 95. Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion for today. It's time now to listen to our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第二部分简短介绍了姜的历史。他写到说，虽然这个植物确切的源头不是很确定，不过它根源于东南亚。在东南亚，从古代就开始种植姜了。好，文中是用到 It has roots in Southeast Asia 来表达它根源于东南亚。我们就来学几个表达起源根源的用法。好，第一种是用 have roots in 或是 have once roots in 来表达发源自什么什么，根源于什么，或是以什么什么为基础。 Root 这个字本来是指植物的根，那它的复数形 roots 引申用来表达根源或是基础。像我们可以造这样的例句 ：The custom has its roots in Christianity。这个习俗是源自于基督教。好，第二种用法，我们可以用动词 originate 来表达来自、起源。那它是不及物动词，常见的用法是用 originate in 或是 from 再加 something。例如 The marathon originated in ancient Greece。马拉松起源于古希腊时期。第三种用法，我们可以用到动词 derive D-E-R-I-V-E derive 它当不及物用的时候，之后接 from 加名词就可以表达源自于什么，来自什么什么。这时候它的意思就跟 originate from 或者是 stem from 或是 come from 等等差不多。举例来说 The word derives from Latin 这个字是源自于拉丁文。好，另外文中用到一个单字叫做 cultivate， 它表示种植、栽培。我们来学习它的字首字根。好，看到 C-U-L-T 这个字根，它表示耕种。然后在 cultivate 后面，我们看到后面有接一个 I-V， 是来自 I-V-E， 是形容词字尾。然后后面有一个 A-T-E 是动词字尾，合在一起Cultivate 就表示耕作、种植，那它也带有这种培养、陶冶的意思。顺便补充几个有相同字根的单字。第一个 culture 我们都知道是文化，对不对？好，那它的字根 C-U-L-T 表示耕种， U-R-E 是名词字尾。那么 culture 这个字是从耕种把它演变成涵养，然后到了19世纪初才开始用来表达文化。如果我们在 culture 前面加上字首 sub， 这个字首有次于啊，或是在什么什么以下，或是附属、低于等等的语义，那么 subculture 就可以用来表达次文化。第二个补充的是 agriculture A-G-R-I 再加上 culture。 好，那它的字首 A-G-R-I 表示农业、土壤，那么字根 C-U-L-T 表示耕种， U-R-E 是名词字尾，合在一起 agriculture 就是农业的意思咯。那第三个补充的是 aquaculture A-Q-U-A 再加上 culture。 好，那它的字首 A-Q-U-A aqua 就表示水或是液体，后面的字根 C-U-L-T 也是指耕种， U-R-E 是名词字尾，合在一起 aquaculture 是什么呢？就是水产养殖。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天单字吧。
Ginger. Tiffany loves ginger so much that she adds it to every meal. Chef. Gary worked as a chef to support himself financially while he was studying. Remarkable. Percy made a remarkable recovery from his motorcycle accident. Esteem. Many works of art that are esteemed by critics today were not appreciated in their own time. Remedy. My mother has a cupboard full of remedies for when I have a cold or fever. Digestion. Eating too much spicy food can cause problems with digestion.
Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Roger.
I'm Helen.
See you next time.